Not escape. This could have very well become a case of human sex trafficking, which is one of the fastest growing criminal industries in the world.
12 News anchor Mary Sturgill has been investigating human sex trafficking here in Southeast Texas. Mary.
Jackie, Kevin, it really is modern day slavery. In my special investigation, Stolen Lives, I talked to one victim about her life as a sex slave, and I talked to those who help victims get away from the people who sell them, the pimps. This is a very dangerous world, so I am calling our victim, Amy, hiding her identity and changing her voice to protect her. The girl you see walking down the street may not be what you think. Human sex trafficking is more prevalent than ever before. Amy was sold for sex for almost 7 years before she took back her stolen life.
I was his, nobody else's.
Amy's boyfriend, Pimp, had complete control of her, making it difficult to get away.
He came up and in the middle of the street kicked me in the face and broke my nose and kicked me in my ribs several times and just left me there with blood everywhere.
Do you think those people knew that this wasn't your choice?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Lisa works with sex trafficking victims through a nonprofit called Harvest House. We are not using Lisa's last name for her protection.
25% of all human trafficking is in the state of Texas.
According to the Department of Justice, Interstate 10 is the main corridor for sex trafficking.
Houston is known as the conditioning city. There are pimps all over that send their prostitutes to Houston to be conditioned. They starve them, they drug them, and they beat them until their will is broken.
During our 12 News investigation, our cameras captured this footage at a restaurant near the Interstate 10 Highway 69 interchange. We asked Beaumont police officer Joe Ornelas about the footage. He says what our cameras caught is very suspicious, and the Beaumont PD is now investigating. There are stories upon stories of human trafficking coming right out of Southeast Texas.
There was a gentleman in Port Arthur. He was HIV positive, so the first thing he would do was sleep with them, and that was a part of the conditioning. Then he would make his appointments at a local hotel.
The majority of activity is generated online. Backpage.com is the #1 site pimps use to sell their victims.
They put pictures of them there, and of course they all say that they're 18 years old, but they sell girls much younger than 18 years old.
The average age of a trafficked victim is between the ages of 8 and 14 years old. It's estimated that 1 in 3 children who run away from home are lured into sex trafficking within the first 48 hours. Officer Ornelas trains other officers.
In the latest stats I saw, there's 27 million people enslaved today in the world. And out of that, these traffickers make $32 billion a year. That's billion dollars a year.
Wow. With so much at stake, the only way many victims get their stolen lives back is to be arrested. And if you don't get out,
then 7 to 10 years, you will be dead.
I've seen people killed out there, girls, because they didn't do what they're supposed to do.
Amy tried going to jail 9 times before she finally got away from her pimp. And then one day, beaten and bruised, she sat down on the curb.
I was asking God to help me, get me off the street.
Now, Amy's savior came in the form of a police officer. She was arrested. She spent time in jail, and she still had to hide out for a year after she got out of jail before she felt safe enough to be able to return home. But the good thing is, soon, though, victims will have a place to go. Harvest House is hoping to build a home where the girls can go and get the rehabilitation and get the help that they need, both mentally and physically, to deliver them from this modern time slavery.
Wow, so not just a big city problem.
No, it's a problem everywhere you look.
Wow.
And right here in Southeast Texas.
Mary, thanks very much.
For your work there. If you suspect someone is the victim of human trafficking, call the police or the national hotline, 1-888-373-7888.
And we'll have that number along with some other resources on our website. Just look for this story and look at the bottom for the number.